Well, if you thought it was a very snowy start to our winter season in central Iowa, you would be right. And 18 inches is what the total snowfall that we've had through yesterday because of the snow that we received yesterday. And this is at the Des Moines International Airport. Sixth on the list, not quite into that top five, but close enough. It certainly has been a pretty rough start to our winter season in terms of snow and all of the travel headaches that we have had to go along with that. Now, if you're heading out this evening, things are, well, very cold to say the least. Now, of course, where there was less snowfall and has been less snowfall overall, temperatures in the teens, while the rest of us are sitting in just single digits and below zero for feels like temperatures. So no matter where you're located, it's just going to be cold. But I've got good news, and I want to throw in a little bit of good news before we get into what's coming tomorrow morning. The good news is the temperature forecast. Take a look at this heading into next week. We're going to start a little bit of a slight warming trend tomorrow with the mid-30s, but then we get into the 40s for a few days in a row. So it's looking like we're going to be getting out of this chaotic stretch. But before we do so, there are still slick spots out there across much of our area. So if you are going to be heading out, especially some of those side highways and side streets, things of that nature, do know that there are still some slick spots, and be aware of that in case you need to slow down and take things a little bit safe out there on the roadways. Now, Futurecast keeping things clear as we head into the overnight, but take a look at the kind of these little wind barbs here. They're moving pretty fast. That's that wind that is going to be increasing heading into tomorrow morning. Taking a look at those wind gusts, upwards of 30 miles per hour. I think that is going to be a mark that a lot of us will reach as far as a wind gust, somewhere between 25 and 30 miles per hour. So where we had all of the snowfall yesterday, it was a very light and fluffy snow. And we're not, of course, warm enough to see any of that melt and pack down. So that's going to create for not just slick travel, but blowing snow as well. Now, we are going to drop down to 4 degrees before temperatures begin to rise a little bit, but we are looking at just a rough Monday morning commute tomorrow because of that blowing snow. But once we get through that, winds are not going to be quite as strong, and we are looking at that slight warming. And with a little bit of sunshine, any slick spots that are left in the afternoon from the morning blowing snow, they are going to be melting away, because not just 34, sunshine always helps too when you combine that with salt. So that's what we've got in store. That's why we've got the weather impact alert day out for tomorrow, is because of the blowing snow for tomorrow morning's commute. Do keep that in mind as we head into tomorrow morning. But looking at that 10-day forecast, things are looking pretty great with those 40s, and it doesn't look like we've got a major cold snap in the near future. Temps look to stay in the upper 30s after the 40s.